You know, I have this huge platform on The View, and I just started thinking about giving voice to the voiceless.
I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all
That's a
agree on
given.
that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out. She does not want to be the first lady anymore.
They agree with you.
She doesn't want to be the first lady. She destroyed the Rose Garden. Who hates Christmas? Melania Trump hates Christmas. She doesn't want to decorate for Christmas. She doesn't want
care.
anything
She
to do
doesn't
with
care
him.
about that.
She doesn't want to sleep in the same room with him. She can't tolerate him.
Allegedly.
And she doesn't.
Yeah, how do you know all this?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know all this.
Allegedly. That's why I say allegedly.
I said to my husband that, you know, the language is inappropriate. It's not acceptable. And I was surprised.
One moment, Sunny Hostin was living her dream as a respected legal commentator on America's most watched daytime talk show. The next, she was boarding a private flight out of the country, desperately trying to escape the aftermath of a $100 million lawsuit that threatened to destroy everything she'd built. The transformation from celebrated television personality to legal fugitive happened so fast that even industry veterans were left wondering, how could a simple discussion about celebrity branding end with one of daytime TV's biggest stars literally fleeing the United States? The morning started like any other at ABC's Manhattan studios. The View's signature blue chairs were perfectly positioned. The studio lights cast their familiar warm glow, and the production team buzzed through their usual pre-show routine. Sunny arrived early, as she always did, reviewing her notes for what should have been just another panel discussion about public figures and their carefully crafted images. No one in that studio could have predicted that within hours, those same blue chairs would become the launching pad for a legal crisis that would reshape the entire landscape of daytime television. No one imagined that a few comments about Melania Trump's charitable initiatives would ignite a firestorm that would ultimately force one of television's most experienced legal minds to make an unthinkable choice: stay and face potential financial ruin, or run. The segment began innocently enough. The hosts were discussing how celebrities and political figures build their brands through carefully curated public personas. It was the kind of conversation that happened almost daily on daytime TV, a blend of entertainment, analysis, and light commentary. But when the topic turned to philanthropic claims and brand authenticity, something shifted in the studio's atmosphere. Sunny, drawing on her extensive background as a federal prosecutor, began breaking down how public figures' charitable initiatives could face legal scrutiny. Her analysis was precise, measured, and based on her years of legal experience. Yet something in her words, perhaps their timing, perhaps their tone, or perhaps simply their target, struck a nerve that would soon reverberate through the entire entertainment industry. Within hours of the broadcast, Melania Trump's legal team launched their counterattack. Their initial statement was like a bomb dropping on ABC's headquarters. They weren't just demanding a retraction or an apology. They were seeking $100 million in damages. The figure was deliberately shocking, designed not just to punish but to send a message. Criticism of the former First Lady would come at a devastating price. The reaction was immediate and explosive. Social media platforms erupted into warfare, with competing hashtags #CancelSunny and #IStandWithSunny trending nationwide within minutes. Celebrity reactions poured in from every corner of the entertainment world, each one adding fuel to the already blazing controversy. Joy Behar, Sunny's longtime colleague, found herself in an impossible position. Footage from the days following the lawsuit showed her visibly struggling to balance loyalty to her friend with self-preservation. During commercial breaks, witnesses reported seeing her in intense discussions with producers, gesturing anxiously toward her own microphone, clearly worried about every word she might say next. Meghan McCain, never one to stay silent on controversy, posted a series of cryptic tweets about the importance of fact-checking before speaking on air. Her comments, while not directly naming Sunny, were widely interpreted as a criticism of her former co-host's approach to commentary. The tension between current and former View hosts added another layer of drama to the unfolding crisis. Even Kim Kardashian, who had recently gained credibility in legal circles through her advocacy work, felt compelled to weigh in. Her carefully worded statement about the responsibilities of having a massive platform seemed to walk a delicate line between supporting free speech and acknowledging the need for caution. It was a masterclass in celebrity diplomacy, but it also highlighted just how far-reaching the implications of this lawsuit had become. Behind the scenes, ABC executives were facing their own nightmare. Sources close to the network described complete chaos in the upper offices. Emergency meetings stretched late into the night as lawyers and executives debated their options. Would they stand behind their star commentator, risking their own exposure to the lawsuit? Or would they cut ties with Sunny to protect the network's interests? The pressure from advertisers added another layer of urgency to these discussions. Major brands were already making threatening noises about pulling their spots from the View's time slot. In the high-stakes world of daytime television, where advertising revenue is everything, this was a disaster that threatened to spiral far beyond just one host's legal troubles. Producers struggled to maintain some semblance of normalcy on air, but viewers could feel the tension crackling through their screens. Camera operators reported that the atmosphere in the studio had become almost unbearable. Every topic felt like a potential landmine. Every comment could be the one that triggered another lawsuit. Then came the moment that would transform this legal drama into an international media sensation. Sunny disappeared. At first, the network stuck to their prepared statement about a scheduled vacation. It seemed plausible enough. Hosts often took breaks during times of controversy. But when those paparazzi photos surfaced, everything changed. The images showed Sunny hurrying through a European airport terminal, half disguised in dark glasses and a scarf, looking nothing like the confident legal commentator America had come to know. The photos, grainy and rushed, nevertheless captured something profound: the moment when one of America's most prominent legal minds chose flight over fight. Melania's legal team pounced on this development with devastating effectiveness. They immediately accused Sunny of attempting to dodge legal service, turning what was already a sensational story into an international spectacle. Their public statements painted a picture of a commentator who would rather flee the country than face the consequences of her words. The impact on the television industry was seismic. Inside sources at major networks described a wave of panic spreading through every talk show in America. Hosts who had built careers on sharp commentary and quick wit suddenly found themselves second-guessing every word. Legal departments were flooded with requests for pre-approval of even the most basic celebrity discussions. The View itself struggled to maintain its signature chemistry without Sunny. A rotating cast of guest hosts cycled through her chair, but something essential was missing. Viewers couldn't help but notice how the remaining hosts tiptoed around any topic involving celebrity philanthropy or public image. The show's famous Hot Topics segments became notably cooler, weighed down by the specter of potential litigation. As weeks turned into months, rumors about Sunny's whereabouts multiplied like wildfire. Some claimed she was hiding in remote coastal towns, seeking refuge from the media storm. Others insisted she was secretly meeting with international legal teams, preparing a counteroffensive that would shake the entertainment industry to its core. Each new theory added another layer to what had become television's most fascinating ongoing drama. Industry insiders began speaking in hushed tones about the Sunny effect, a new paranoia gripping daytime television. Shows that had once prided themselves on provocative commentary now employed small armies of legal consultants. Producers installed delay buttons not just for profanity, but for any comment that might conceivably trigger litigation. The financial implications were staggering. Industry analysts estimated that the increased legal oversight and insurance costs triggered by the Sunny scandal added millions to the production budgets of major talk shows. Some smaller programs, unable to afford the new reality of constant legal protection, simply stopped covering celebrity news altogether. When Sunny finally did return to American soil, months after her dramatic departure, she returned to a media landscape fundamentally transformed by her absence. Talk shows had implemented strict new legal review protocols. Hosts were required to undergo additional defamation training. The era of casual, off-the-cuff commentary about public figures was definitively over. But perhaps more significantly, Sunny's return sparked a deeper conversation about the price of free speech in modern media. Legal experts began examining whether the threat of massive lawsuits from powerful figures was creating a chilling effect on public discourse. Some argued that if even a former federal prosecutor could be driven from the country by legal threats, what hope did regular commentators have? The long-term impact of the scandal continued to ripple through the industry in unexpected ways. Young journalists and aspiring talk show hosts studied the Sunny case like a cautionary tale. Law schools added it to their curriculum as an example of the intersecting pressures of media law, public figures, and modern celebrity culture. Looking back, that fateful segment about celebrity branding did more than just trigger a $100 million lawsuit. It exposed the fragile balance between free speech and legal liability in modern media. It showed how quickly a successful career could unravel in the age of instant outrage. And most importantly, it proved that even the most experienced legal minds could find themselves forced to make impossible choices when the stakes became too high. Today, years later, television hosts still reference doing a Sunny when they need to carefully word their commentary about public figures. That grainy paparazzi photo of her at the European airport has become more than just a tabloid snapshot. It's a symbol of how quickly the entertainment world can turn on its biggest stars. The scandal also left a lasting mark on how networks approach controversy. Legal departments now maintain detailed databases of untouchable topics, subjects deemed too risky for casual discussion. Producers employ sophisticated delay systems that would have been unthinkable in the pre-Sunny era. Even social media teams undergo extensive training on how to avoid potentially actionable language in their posts. But perhaps the most chilling legacy of this whole affair isn't the lawsuit itself, or even Sunny's dramatic flight from the country. It's the question that still haunts every television host who sits down in front of a camera. Could one wrong comment cost them everything too? That lingering fear has created a new kind of television personality, one who has mastered the art of saying much while risking little. The next time you're watching your favorite daytime talk show, pay attention to those careful pauses before hosts discuss controversial topics. Notice the subtle glances toward producers during sensitive discussions. That moment of hesitation, that's the ghost of Sunny Hostin's $100 million lesson, still echoing through television studios across America. Because in the end, Sunny's story wasn't just about a lawsuit or an escape. It was about the day the entertainment industry learned that in the modern media world, words can be more expensive than anyone ever imagined. And sometimes, when the price gets too high, even the bravest voices might choose silence over speech.